Hi everyone, so today we're going to be having a go at a little bit of Flash animation, and as I always tell my students, before you start to make anything in Flash or in Photoshop or whatever you're using, you need an idea. So I've just kind of sketched out a little scene here in Paint. You could do it with a pen and paper, it doesn't really matter. My scene is a park. We've got a park bench and a tree, there's a cloud in the sky, there's a man sitting on the bench, and there's a kite flying. And who knows, we may even have a little boy or something here flying that kite. So let's get into Flash and let's start thinking about that idea. We already know there's going to be a tree in the park, so I'm going to rename layer 1 to be tree. And let's start drawing that tree. I'm going to give it a brown trunk, and I'm going to use the brush. I'm just going to kind of draw up the outline of the tree, and I'm going to use the paint bucket to fill that. And I'm going to change the color to green, back to the brush, and I'm going to, is that green? Did I get the wrong color there? I think I got the wrong color. To green. Can we change that? Yes, we can. Brilliant. Okay, not bad. Let's just kind of stick it. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so there's my tree. Now next up, let me just show you how to do this. I'm going to create a new layer using that button there. There we go. We now have layer 2, and I'm going to rename layer 2 to be bench. So let's start drawing the bench. I'm going to take the rectangle tool, and I'm going to draw the top of the bench. I'm going to make my bench brown color. That's it. I'm going to use the selection tool just to come into the edge there and just drag that corner over a little bit. I'm going to do the same with that one. And just put a bit of a bend onto that line. Okay. Now let's play with the pen tool. I don't do that very often. Just going to draw the next stage of bench. Can we fill that? No, we can't. Why not? Let's zoom in. Control ++. There's an open line there that we're going to have to close. If the shape is open, you can't fill it with color. So let's try again to use the paint bucket. I still can't. Now let's just find out what's going on. Just going to come and test these corners. Well, that's fixed. Is that one fixed? Yep, it's fixed. Oh, no, it's not. See if we can fit that. Yeah, there we go. Now they're all joined together. I should be able to fill that with color. Brilliant. And we'll just give it some quick legs. I can edit all of this later. Just gonna copy that with the black borders. Control C, Control V, and there we go. Let's get rid of that black line. And that black line. That's fine. Okay. Now the next character in my scene is going to be a man. And the man is sitting on the bench. So I'm going to create a new layer. This is layer 3. And I'm going to rename it man. So on the man layer, make sure you're on the man layer, because that's where we're going to draw the man. I'm going to use the circle tool. I'm going to give him a nice pink face because he's out in the fresh air. And there's his head. And we'll use the line tool. I'm just going to zoom in a bit now, get into a bit of detail, just to kind of draw out his body. That line, I'm going to select it, go to the properties panel. This is the properties panel here. And I'm just going to make that stroke a bit wider. Can you see that? Just a little bit wider. There you go. Back to the line tool. We'll put a leg down here. His leg's just kind of coming off here. And then we've got another leg coming here. And it's just kind of dropping off the edge of the bench there. And this hand is kind of, it's resting there. And this hand is kind of coming over here. Brilliant. Now, still on the man layer, let's just add a little bit more detail. I'm just going to zoom in to his feet. And I'm just going to use the brush tool we'll give him some nice blue shoes. Brilliant. And we'll fill those with a bit of colour. Excellent. I'm going to copy that. Control C, Control V. I'm just going to transform it by flipping it that way and putting it up there. And there we go. We've got a guy with two very nice shoes. And doesn't that look good from a distance? That's fine. Happy with that. Now let's turn our attention to the face. Again, I'm going to zoom in. And I'm going to give him some white centered eyes. Whoa! That stroke is very thick. Select that stroke. And let's just turn the stroke down. 0.95. Let's just select that and say 1. Enter. That's fine. Now I'm going to select the center. Shift, select the stroke. That's the whole of the eye. Control C, Control V. We get everything. We'll line that up. Now I'm going to use the pen tool to draw a nose. Click to start. Find the next place. Click and drag. And there we've got a nose. And for the mouth, I'm going to use the pen tool again, but I'm going to change the stroke color to red. Back to the pen tool. Click to start. Click and drag. We'll give him a little bit of a smile because he's feeling kind of happy. Brilliant. Okay, now we need to fill out his eyes. So I'm going to say he's going to have black pupils in the center of his eyes, and there's not going to be a stroke. No stroke. No thank you. Now let's see what that does when I draw my circle. That's fine. Black center, no stroke. Select, Control C, Control V. And now we'll finish off with doing his hair. I'm going to use the pen tool. I love the pen tool. I'm going to give it a black stroke. Let's give him some brown hair. Going to give it a brown stroke. Click to start. Click and drag. This is the new starting point, so select that and then go to the next place. Click and drag. This is the new starting point. Select it and then click and drag. New starting point. Is it going to let me do it? Select it. New starting point. Click and drag. New starting point. Click and drag. New starting point. Click and drag. And then let's see if we can fill that shape with a brown color as well. Paint bucket, fill, fill. We can't fill that line, so what I'm going to do is simply select it and delete it. And there we've got a guy sitting on a park bench with his blue shoes. Isn't that lovely? I should give him some hands. I'll give him some hands later. But let's move on. I'm now going to draw a little boy who's flying the kite. So new layer. This is going to be the kite in the sky. I'm simply going to draw a rectangle. I'm going to zoom in, Control plus. Let's find the sky. There's my rectangle. I'm going to reshape it to look like a kite. Go to the edge, just drag that in. Go to the edge, drag it in. And we'll just put a little bit of curve onto it. Make it look quite a funky kite. And we'll give that a, what are we going to do? A bright color. And I'm just going to stick a couple of lines there as well to really make it look like a kite. Brilliant. So I'm going to make a new layer. This is now layer 5, and this will be boy. And boy is going to be down here somewhere next to the tree. Let's go to the tree layer for a minute. Just going to go to the tree layer. I'm going to zoom out. There's the tree. Just going to make it a little bit smaller. Should we put it behind the bench? Make it a bit bigger there. Let's just stick it behind the bench. Give the boy a bit of room. So the tree is behind the bench, the kite is already in the sky, and the boy is going to be about here. And I'm going to try and make it look like he's looking up. Let's make that stroke black. And we'll just make it a little bit narrower. That's alright. I'm going to go to the transform tool. Just going to do that and rotate. And it kind of make it look like he's looking up into the sky. We'll give him, I want the same pink as that, so let's use the eyedropper tool to select that pink color, and then we can fill into there. That's the same pink. We're going to zoom in, and very quickly let's finish drawing this boy. The eye is going to be white. We'll have a black fill with no stroke. You have to zoom in again for that, Control plus. Go into some detail, he's looking up. There we go. He's got a little nose. And we'll use the pen to give him a nice red smile. Because he's happy. He's flying his kite. We'll make that stroke a little bit thicker. Let's say 1. That's better. And the same as his dad, he's just got a kind of a stick man figure. Body, leg, 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 leg. And the arm is kind of sticking out here. And he's got another arm sticking out here. And we'll give him, if we zoom in, we can give him some red shoes. And the final thing that we need is the line connecting the boy to the kite. And I'm just going to do that on a new layer called line. And we'll zoom in on the line layer, make sure we're on the line layer, or we're going to be in all sorts of trouble. And I'm just going to use a line here to connect. And just going to change the color of that to a lighter color, slightly lighter. That's it, and I'm going to give it a bit of bend. Brilliant. And at the moment, that's my scene. I've not animated it yet, but we have a line, a boy, a kite, a man, a bench, and a tree. And of course, because everything is on its own layer, it's very easy for me to select something and then move it. And if I want to keep this behind the boy, that's fine, but I can also select the tree and put it in front of the boy. And I can cover the boy and make it look like he's behind the tree, flying the kite. Okay? But I'm going to keep the tree behind the boy. Thanks for watching.